Hello, welcome to the morning news. Our top story today takes us to Athens, Greece. The legislators arrived at Parliament to discuss the deal with Eurogroup in Brussels last weekend.
Greeks woke up to close pharmacies and train stations as strikes were called to protest the conditions of a further bailout plan for the country. The rallies were taking place as lawmakers convened to hold a crucial vote on the debt deal agreed by leftist Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras and the country's creditors. Tsipras was forced to agree to harsh and unpopular reforms or launch the country into bankruptcy and out of the Eurozone. Protesters voiced mixed feelings regarding the deal.
Above all, I'm Greek, and my opinion clearly would never go against my Prime Minister and my country. I'm against other countries and their decisions.
I feel betrayed 100% because I would never accept that the left-wing party will cooperate with the right-wing party in order to pass austerity measures against the people. So it's incredible.
In the meantime, legislators arrived at Parliament. They are now discussing the austerity measures demanded by international creditors for the country to receive a third bailout fund. They are expected to vote on it in the next few hours. The deal was struck at a Eurozone summit last Monday. Not everyone agrees with the deal, but the Greek Labour Minister and Syriza party member Panos Kourletis said the deal was the only way forward for the country. Others agreed.
We are aware that these are tough measures, painful measures. However, right now, the alternatives that the government and the Prime Minister have would lead the country to an uncontrolled bankruptcy. We couldn't take responsibility for this, and the Greek people are not prepared for this.
A secret IMF report had surfaced regarding the situation in Greece. In it, the IMF admits that without a 30-year grace period, Greece would not be able to pay off the debt, nor would its economy be able to recover. The International Monetary Fund suggests that if the grace period is not granted, the Eurozone countries would have to accept major upfront cuts on their loans to Athens. This report was handed to all Eurozone members before the summit last Monday.
For Latin American news, we begin in Mexico. The world's most wanted and most powerful drug lord is still at large. The Mexican government broadcast security footage of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's escape. The video clearly exposes high-level complexity as Guzman can be seen anxiously looking at the floor in the shower area. Then he suddenly crouches fully dressed and disappears. It was also revealed that he had on a GPS prisoner tracking bracelet. The National Security Commissioner, Monte Alejandro Rubido, refused to answer any questions or give further details.
Prison staff who were on shift during this act have been presented to authorities to define responsibility in the case.
Cubans in general and politicians in particular believe that the return of formal diplomatic relations with the U.S. after 50 years will bring new possibilities and benefits to the Caribbean country. The island has already experienced an important increase in tourism. Formal diplomatic operations between Havana and Washington will resume July the 20th, but the hype of a new era doesn't mean Cuba is ready to succumb to capitalism or to the U.S. idealism.
We will not give up the revolutionary path. This revolution has taken a lot of work, a lot of sacrifice in human life. We as a nation are firmly committed to that process, which has been a participatory process of radical transformations throughout history.
In Honduras, protests continue against corruption and demand the resignation of President Juan Orlando Hernández. The so-called torch protests are expected to continue through Friday. Our correspondent Gerardo Torres has more. Gerardo?
The city of Gracias in the west of Honduras, in the border with El Salvador, is the home city of current President Juan Orlando Hernández. Tomorrow it will host a special session of the National Congress after a 2-month recess. In this session, the political opposition has assured that they will demand the creation of an international anti-impunity commission to investigate several corruption cases that involve different public officials and could also involve our current President Hernández. This night, a torch demonstration will go around the city with protesters that demand an end to corruption and the immediate resignation of Hernández. Gerardo Torres, Telesur, Central America.
In Hungary's capital of Budapest, over 1,000 people demonstrated against the fence of the country's building at the border with Serbia to keep migrants out. The demonstrators called on the government to seek humanitarian ways to resolve crisis. They said migrants have the right to flee violence and to seek a better life. They added that all countries have the responsibility to aid migrants in need of better living conditions. The fence Hungary's building will be 4 meters high and 110 miles long. Saudi-backed Yemeni forces recaptured Aden's international airport from Houthi militia fighters just hours ago. Heavy combat took place across the port city following the collapse of a humanitarian truce. The Saudi government refused to accept a UN-brokered humanitarian truce to deliver urgent aid to over 21 million Yemenis. Saudi-led airstrikes continue across the country, killing more civilians. Since late March, over 1,600 have been killed. Despite the heavy fighting, the UN managed to deliver enough food to feed 120 people for a month in the province of Aden. The long-awaited novel entitled Ghost at a Watchman has been released by publishing company HarperCollins. The novel was written by Harper Lee and is the sequel of the best-selling classic To Kill a Mockingbird that looked at civil rights and racism in segregated southern United States of the 1930s. The sequel, Ghost at a Watchman, has been the #1 bestseller at online retailer Amazon for months, thanks to pre-orders.
Membership card?
More on these on our website, telesurtv.net/English. Thank you for watching and have a good day.